Hey guys, welcome to my channel for the watch. I'm your girl, Miss K. I would say that this is the very first live from this channel because it is a newer channel, but I don't think so. I went live one time to discuss, I think last year, what was that? One of the Bridgerton, Queen Charlotte. But anyway, we are discussing, oh my gosh. I almost want to cry. House of the Dragon, season 2, episode number 4. And I was so trying to hurry up and get into the episode. I was late watching it that I didn't even get a chance to see what the episode is called. So I'm here with my girl Lex the Targaryen. Say hello to her. She is a serious Targaryen lover, okay, especially Daenerys Targaryen. But yeah. So we're gonna talk about this. Let me see if I can get some people in here from my other channel because we uh we got zero numbers for right now. How but they'll come after, so it's okay. But talk about how you felt about this episode as a whole before we like dive into like different stuff. Okay.
This was probably the most exciting episode of the season. Like I was just on edge the whole time. Like normally I have like my food and like, some juice and I just watched the episode. Like I couldn't do it. Like my stomach was not allowing me to, it was just like, oh, the whole time. Like this was the definition of a roller coaster episode. I loved it. It was I don't have no complaints about the episode, honestly. This was great.
Yeah, it really was really great. And whew, listen, I love the twists and turns. You know what I'm saying? Like I love the deviations from the book because when I first started watching Game of Thrones, I was late. I wasn't a book reader first. I was a the show watcher. Yeah. And so everybody, I get what some people they feel like, "Oh, they changed this from the show, this and that." I get it. But for me, I think because I didn't come into this as somebody that, was into the books first, I get it. Like I'm like, okay, uh, if they deviate from the book, I'm cool with it, especially because I hate spoilers and I kind of don't like to know what's gonna happen. So I'm cool with this. So yeah, on Lamont's channel. So I do want to like go. Hold on, I'm just trying to give drop the link. We're live. I just want to drop this link real quick. Hold on. Sorry. Remember on Lamont's channel, and I don't want to really talk spoilers, but I'm gonna try my best to like dance around it. Well, we gonna have to do something because I'm just too excited. Um, on Lamont's channel, we talked about how Aegon embarrassed Aemon in the brothel, amongst his little friends and things like that. So I had typed to you in the private chat. I said, I wonder if he's gonna have something to do because remember in the book, during that fight between Melees and Sunfire, he suffered an accident that had to do with his face getting burned and stuff like that. So I was like, I wonder because that look of vengeance on his face, Aemon in the last episode, that look of vengeance on his face was like, oh, I'm gonna get you. You like we're not doing this anymore. You
You gotta
know,
be mad enough to like walk through the brothel naked, like all the way back to the red. Keep not aiming was pissed. That's what did and I said it on the channel. I said, I'm not playing with him. He looked like a Tekken
yes,
character.
yes.
This man ain't got nothing besides Tom and the largest dragon. Aegon done lost his mind.
Right. So I'm like, are we okay around here? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So that's why that was me and you, that was our little exchange in the private chat. And I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if they switched it and made Eamon have something to do with that little accident, play a little part in that. Do you think that they would actually? I think that's why they left it the episode off like that to make people think that he's dead.
Yeah,
What
of
do you think?
course. That was equivalent to remember the Field of Fire when Bronn and Jamie went underwater and Jamie was sinking because of the armor. And it was
Yeah.
like, is Jamie dead? And it's like, absolutely not. That's too
Right.
easy.
Right. Oh my
But ain't nobody
gosh.
say he not toe up from the flow up.
Right. Right.
And then if he's toe up, like clearly somebody has to step up. So who's his heir?
Right.
Amen.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. And you know that's what he been longing for. He's like, listen, I'm trying to play nice with you, but
When he picked up that dagger and looked forward and smirked, I said, Eamon is
he's
really the MVP of this episode. I'm not gonna hold you. Eamon held it down this whole episode for his side.
Yo, I thought he was coming to break up the fight between Maylee's and Sunfire. That ninja said
He was trying
Dracar.
to see if Aegon, I think he was trying to see if Maylee's would just knock Aegon off the board first and then he fly in as the hero. I
Mm.
think that's what he thought was going to happen. And if he would have just waited a minute, that's exactly what would have happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think he
Right.
wanted it to be personal when he looked him in the eye with that Dracarys.
Right. Oh
Because
my
then
gosh.
if Aegon started tripping like, oh, you burnt me on purpose. No, I was trying to attack the what's in it like because you shouldn't have been there in
Mm-hmm.
the first place. So everything
Right.
works on Aemon's side. Boy, that boy calculated. But keep in mind, Otto had the conversation with him. He said, you have to show restraint because we know your brother can't.
Mm.
Like Aemon is actually a problem.
He is, he really is.
Like he's really like
Oh
the
my
Damon
gosh.
of their side.
Yeah, he is. And that's why he
Ricky,
wants
when he saw
Damon to
himself
be
with
so
the eye
pressed about
patch.
him. Huh?
Saw that? When he saw
What
himself with the eye patch,
what
Damon.
what did he do? Cuz you know, when it's the first watch something might go over my head.
Yeah, when the dude that he was chasing, remember through Harrenhal when he woke up and he
Oh
was chasing
yeah.
the blood. Yeah, he had the patch on like Amen. Remember
Let
when he
me
turned around?
I said to myself, I said, and I rewinded it because I'm like, wait, why does that look like Amen? And but I saw that
Exactly.
it was his face, and I was like, why does that look so weird to me? It did not click. I'm so annoyed.
I was like,
I'm so annoyed with myself
listen,
right
these
now.
dragon dreams is crazy. But even
Yeah.
stuff like this, what if this is like how Helena sees stuff? And
Mm.
that's why she can't put it completely together. Because if you, like, think a little bit, that's exactly why he saw him.
Uh.
Like, so it is because he's sleeping. Apparently, his bed is made out of a werewood. So he's sleeping on a werewood. He's having dragon dreams, and
Mm.
the castle is haunted.
Right.
But it's a theory going around, and I'll like send you the link that
Okay.
Damon might have been the three-eyed raven before the new three-eyed raven that we saw with Bran because he's a Targaryen. He's a
Right. The Bland
the
that is
the
that the
three-eyed raven
Brandon
was a yeah,
Brandon
Brendan
Black.
Rivers was he's a bastard
Oh,
Targaryen.
Rivers. Okay.
Yeah.
Who was the other person I was just thinking about? Where did I get the name Black from? I don't know. Black something.
Blackwoods
Blackfire? Is it
probably.
Blackfire? Where am I getting
Yeah,
Blackfire
the
from?
Blackfire Rebellion, yeah.
Is he a part of that in some way?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Brendan Blackfire is his
Yeah.
name.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
What
Like,
did
is it
I say?
Brendan?
Rivers? Who is
Yeah.
Brendan Rivers then? That's somebody, ain't it?
Maybe
I feel
that's
like
maybe they're both. It's so much
that's branching
information,
off.
guys. Give
It
us
is.
grace, but we trying. Speaking of these dreams, girl. All right, so Damon he sees young Rhaenyra again. They're gracing us with the characters, child.
And I'm
Okay,
loving it. Every time we
me
see Millie,
too. Yes. So he winds up cutting off young Rhaenyra's head. That was crazy. Now, for me, if you're seeing that, like your soul is being just bared right now. Like all of the stuff that's going on in your mind, it's being revealed. Only thing is, it's not being revealed to nobody around him because it's all in his head. But we're able to see, yeah, this is how you really feel, Damon. And she was like, "Is that something that you always wanted to do?" Like you made me, and
young
now you
Rhaenyra don't be
wanna
pulling no punches with him.
no. And she's like, you made me now, now you wanna, like now you basically got this disdain for me. Like it's crazy because your brother loved me more. You know what I mean? So you know how like you're right. She ain't pull no punches. But we see that, I think that was the same scene that you were talking about, right? When he left, or did they wake no, that wasn't the same scene because he got somebody came to wake him up strong. And so that's when we
Uh
find out.
uh I can't think of his name. The new old Lord, Uncle Strong.
Simon.
That's his name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Simon.
Uncle Simon.
So he is letting him know that houses Roswell and Stokeworth, they've fallen, and the more houses have joined to Aegon's side. So we got Kristen Cole out here doing his big one, obviously, while Rhaenyra is off the scene. We knew that she went to King's Landing, so clearly she's been gone for a while now. But I do like that conversation that Damon had with the representative. What's the heir to House Tully? I don't remember what his
Little
name was.
boy.
Yeah. And I like how he stood up to him, like, cause Damon over there talking about something. You might as well. Can you like speed up the process so that you can become the Lord? Like, what? Put a pillow over his head and like, let's be done with this. I'm like,
Damon has
wow.
no etiquette. That's why he couldn't become king. Damon has no etiquette at all.
Yeah, I'm like, what in the world is going on? So he's like, that's not our way. You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, then I don't got no use for you. Like, because this is the reason why the Brackens and the Blackwood, they over here fighting against each other because
Which
what
is
he said, a
true too.
fish. Yeah, he says the House Tully is a fish with no head. I was like, he ain't lying about anything because how
Catelyn
y'all,
lost her head.
right? Y'all got infighting like that's crazy. Two houses in the Riverlands fighting, and y'all under one liege lord. Like that don't work. That's
That mean
actually
Liege Lord don't
crazy.
got no control. Cause
Mm-hmm.
y'all not fighting under my. You think they would have been fighting under Ned?
Right.
He would have bought ice out with a
Yup.
quickness.
Exactly. Had them lines up. So now we have how did you feel about Rainey seeing Alan and knowing who he is, child? Mm, 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 mm.
Listen, I said, damn, sis, wait till you realize it's two of them.
Oh gosh, I know. I was thinking that
And the
too.
other one got dreads. But
Yeah.
like she said, I think she said something, love wasn't so commonly or something. And then she was like, your mother must have been beautiful. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, bruh.
Yeah.
But I respect the fact that she said to him, I respect the fact that she said to him, he needs to be raised up. Like, he don't got no other heirs, boy. You better name one of them. Like, they really your blood. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? That gets as close to Valerian as you can get it. Real, I mean, not Valerian. I'm sorry. What the heck is the name of their house? Oh my God, why am I drawing a blank?
Driftmark. You talking about the Driftmark throne?
Driftmark is where they. Oh, Valerian. There we go. That's
You
why I
said
said
Valerian. I
Valerian.
thought you said Valerian.
I
You
said
said
Valerian, I think.
Valerian.
But
Oh,
yeah, the
I was.
Valerians, like that's as close as you gonna get. They don't have a white Targaryen hair, but baby,
Yeah, that's the
and
closest.
and you got one of them looking at a dragon and one of them touching the seas. Like your twins is dead. You better go ahead. So I
Hmm.
respect the fact that Rhaenys has always tried to give people their rightful, just like she do with Baela and Rhaena. Like I
Yeah.
mean, technically they should be the heirs of Driftmark, but if not,
Right.
fine, legalize your bastard.
That's true. She had sadness in her eyes though,
She
but I
did. She
appreciate.
looked hurt.
Yeah, but
But I
I
mean, they do
appreciate
look older. They look like they older than
than her kids.
yeah.
True. He looked like
Because
he's the
Corliss used
firstborn.
to bend the seas. So they probably had, you feel me? That probably happened before and she just kind of
Yeah.
hurt. Kind of like how Catelyn used to treat John
Mhm. Right.
and that boy
True.
was
True.
innocent.
Right.
But she said it, so I respect the fact that she still said it. She said his coming is not his fault. Like he like basically don't even how Corley could tell he don't treat them like sons. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like Corliss wrong for that. You talk about you big on family and last names and stuff like that, and you willing to give Driftmark to Jason them, knowing damn well them ain't your grandsons for real, for real.
Right.
But you ignoring your real children, talking about something you indebted. Like what? They should have been legalized the minute you didn't have no more natural heirs.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. And I'm sorry, you was like, I'm getting, I listen, I'm related to House Valarian, so, but I thought I heard you say it. That's why I was like, are you trying to say something else? But guys, that, y'all gonna see, because I almost came up here dressed as Kana. All right. But Kana is, that's y'all gonna meet Kana one of these days. I almost came with the whole shebang, but I was like, I don't have time. We're trying to rush and get this
Next week for the funeral, you might have to.
Yes. We'll push it back, but I gotta get ready. So I like the symbolism. We did talk about a little bit of with him, but this scene right here, how she's playing with like, okay, so is this possibly a piece of one of the things that Viserys, he's building and all that stuff, right? His whole little King's Landing situation. Is that King's Landing or Valyria? I don't remember, but he was building a whole place, right? So you think this is a survival piece? It's a dragon for sure, but
I think it probably is one of the pieces, but do you remember when in season one she walked in and Viserys had dropped the dragon or whatever?
I don't
So
remember.
it was like when they first started talking before she was married to him, young Allison, like she had
Yeah.
came in a room or something and he
Mhm.
was making a thing and dropped it or something like that. And
Mm.
that's when they started talking and bonding over the pieces. So I think that might have been like a small old back to season one.
Yeah, and it's also the funny thing about that is like, if I can take that even further, because I'm looking at it like, look at the symbolism. Somebody walks in the room. Did it was when somebody walked in, right? She drops the dragon. It's psh, that's it. We've seen a dragon fall in this episode. Two dragons from two different sides.
One, her child.
Yes, one was her child, and one was from the blacks. So I'm looking at it like this: Viserys represents the blacks, even though he's gone. He represents the blacks because that's who he chose. He chose Rhaenyra. She represents the Greens, obviously. So if you're saying that there was a scene in season one where he dropped the dragon, symbolism for the from the fourth, sorry, for the dragons falling on that side, her dropping it this episode, symbolism for their dragons falling on the green side. So I appreciated that little thing right there. But we about to talk about this Moon T situation, y'all, boo boo. What you think? I'm so annoyed. Like, I don't even know if I can get annoyed with her right now. Like,
Like, and I think she's actually pregnant, because if she when she went like this, she had a bit of a pouch. So like once again, it's
right,
just hypocritical. Like you everything that you was mad at Rhaenyra for, you doing on your own. And the difference is like Rhaenyra was a child doing
mm-hmm,
this. You
yeah,
grown, like you're
right.
disgusting.
You're grown, disgusting, just, and then you were so mad at her for doing it, and now you, like, well, I just don't
And
understand
you
that.
don't
And
even
Kristen
feel bad
Cole
for
too.
sleeping with that man while your grandson was getting murdered because you got some late that last episode. Like she's
Right.
wild.
Yeah.
It's because
So,
she was a pawn during her teenage years and you was jealous of Rhaenyra because she got to move around and the
mm-hmm.
decrepit king was sleeping with you. So now that's like people I think that get married super early and then after they get divorced they just be out here wilding and you looking at
Right.
them crazy because it's like you grown, like
Right. It's
girl.
like you can't be trying to like
Like,
backpedal.
yeah,
It's
you
not.
had a whole entire medieval portion because you was taking coals out the fire, putting them on your stomach from the cramps. Like,
Mm.
girl.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, pretty girl. Stopping through to like the video. Thanks, babe. Can you share it too? I'm trying to alert everybody at my other channel, but folks is probably sleep or something. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure they'll catch the replay, so it's okay. This channel is brand new, so um how do you feel about her in this episode where she's asking the maester, is it Orwell? She's asking him, do you think that he wanted Aegon to be the king, right? And he's like, he never discussed none of that with me. Like, I don't know what to think about it. But for me, I feel like it's clear that after that conversation that she had with Rhaenyra in the last episode, where she's like, that was some wrong information that you got, boo. We was talking about Aegon the Conqueror, not your son Aegon. So you think that her conscience is pretty much getting the best of her
It's
right
gonna,
now?
I think it's gonna eat at her for the rest of her days because she know Rhaenyra not lying.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was a moment that they had in pure vulnerability and honesty, and she knows she messed up, and she trying to find any reason to justify
Yes.
her mistake.
Yes.
Simple as that. Like she knows she messed up. Otto know he messed up.
Right. Otto knows that it wasn't even like that. I feel like he was just waiting for her to say what, like, oh, say.
I think he just wanted to get his line on the throne, but even with that, he know he messed up because Aegon is not the one.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
He knew that
So
after that meeting with Cole. Like once they realized they really can't control these kids, then it was just like, uh-oh. It's like, nah, it's too late for uh-ohs. Y'all did it.
right. So I was trying to like go in a little bit of an order, but since we're I'm gonna jump ahead to her conversation with Aegon, because Aegon is so pissed off about everybody, not not based. They're not even. They're just basically planning this war without him. Strategies, battles, all that. Like we don't. And he's like, how do you guys like? He was asking, because they're gonna do Rook's Rest first, right, over Harrenhal. And Aemon knows about it and all of that, and he's just like, well, why do you know about it and I don't know? You know what I mean? And that's when, like, you were talking about talking in Valerian and all of this. But then later on, he goes to his mom and he's saying they don't even care about what I think. And she was like, well, what could you possibly like? She was kind of playing him too. Like, well, what would you say? Like, you ain't got nothing, no wisdom to offer nobody. Like, you think that wearing the crown automatically makes you be wise? So I was like, ooh, she's always, honestly, I don't care for her and I don't really care for him, but I don't like how she treats him. I feel like she's always been just like, and you remember that time in season 1 where she was like, listen, Rhaenyra is a threat, or you're a threat to her, claim this and that. He said, okay, well, I won't be, he's like, I won't be a threat. I won't be a problem. I won't be a challenge. She's like, no, you're the challenge. You're the challenge, Aegon. Grabbing his face and stuff.
Simply by living and breathing.
Yeah. I was like, he doesn't even want it. He's out here being like, Jon Snow, I don't want it. I'm cool. If it's going to be an issue, it's okay because I'm going to fall back. But now that he is king and she's over here talking about we made all these sacrifices for you and everything. It's like, okay, well, what do y'all really expect me to do? Like, I get it. He's stupid. Don't get me wrong. He's stupid. I know that. But my point that I'm trying to make is that I can get his confusion to all of this. It's like, okay, I didn't want to be king, but you guys are basically forcing me to do this thing. And now when I'm actually trying to do kingly things, even no matter how stupid they may be, I want to be, I need to know, I need to sit on my council. I need to know war strategies. I need to know this, that, and third. I need to rule, right? But it's like, no. When he asks, what will you have me do, mother? She says, nothing. Do nothing. We made a lot of sacrifices to get you here. We don't need you to do nothing. Just wear the crown and look pretty. How do you feel about like the relationship and just even her, like, in this
Aegon is a
particular scene?
pawn for, like I said, all of this is so that the glory will be on House Hightower for centuries to come or years to come or however they want to put it, because it is no reason for Aegon to be king. Aegon did not sit at Viserys' side. He don't know the studies. He don't even down to like nobody takes you seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Like not a single soul takes you seriously. Even in the fact that nobody was listening to him, but they was listening to Aemon, he's kind of just like, why am I here? Like
Yeah.
they pacify him as king, but he has no purpose. Like Aegon is just he's a pawn.
That's
You know what I
true.
mean? And he has a Napoleon complex because it's just like I'm the king. I can show y'all that I am, that I'm this and I'm that. And it's just like, oh, Aegon, no, sweetie, you're not though.
No.
He don't realize that he's not.
Poor baby. All right. So, how do you feel about Sir Alfred? Right. He is on Rhaenyra's council. He's one of the ones that like to kind of like, I feel like a few of them they kind of are mocking. Baylor's over here trying to let things be known about what Sir Kristen Cole is up to, but they're like, oh, she believes. Oh. It's like, and it's like once it's a woman involved, they don't take it seriously at all. And he's like, well, there's no one there to lead. And then you had Rainey's pop up like, I'm here to stand in for her, whatever. Oh, but you're not her, she didn't appoint you to do anything. You know what I'm saying? She didn't appoint you. What did he say? Some type of any leadership basically, and you're not the king consort, blah blah blah. And so they don't respect her enough. But then we had Corliss show up. I didn't expect him to be there because we already saw him, and she was letting him know, like, I gotta go back to Dragonstone because Bayla, her and Jace gonna get eaten alive by this small council. So I didn't know that he was there. What's his name? What's up, History and Power? I didn't know that what's his name? Corliss was there. So she's like, what am I trying to say here? I forgot what I was gonna say because I just got very caught off guard. Sorry. Corliss shows up and he's like, what the heck is going on with this council? Automatically, Sir Alfred pipes down. So we're really seeing that they want a man. As much as it's like, a part of me is like, what the heck are y'all doing here if you don't even respect a woman who rules, right? But it's like they're very serious about holding to their word that they kept with Viserys when, he
Because it's another man. You know what I
right.
mean? I made a vow to this man. So
Yeah.
I'm here serving his daughter because of my vow to him and because I know Damon is really not the one to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people not scared of Rhaenyra, they scared of Damon.
Right.
But just like she said this episode, you know what I mean? People done took me trying to be peaceful for a weakness. Like, they done
Yes.
awoken the beast now. So I can't wait to see the next. Because technically, this really was our mid-season finale, like Power, because only 8 episodes this season. So we
Okay.
halfway through. So everything from now on, like, expect it to just be like Jesus. Every episode, like, expect to possibly feel like this. You know what I mean? So,
Oh,
because it's going
that's
to be more
crazy.
casualties. We know that. We know that it's going to
If
be more casualties. It's a history.
it's a
So we know
history.
this is going to be very accelerated. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. It is not going to get better. The dance has I mean, it started with Luke, but it's really on and
It's
popping now.
on. It's
Like,
on.
it's really on now. And now you got Corliss about to pipe up because you done killed his
His
wife. Like,
baby. Mm.
Corliss finna pipe up.
Oh
And
my
it's just
gosh.
so. Bayla.
Oh
Bayla is already
gosh.
baby Damon. Bayla is about to pipe up.
Oh yeah.
Like, this is just really about to be a real nasty situation and it's really sad. And
It
I
is
just
sad.
love how I mean, any and everybody knowing the Game of Thrones should have knew this was coming for Rhaenys, even if you don't know the book. Since episode 1, she got so much screen time. We got to know Rhaenys more, and every episode, I'm just sitting here like, it's coming. When is it coming? You know what I mean? And it was just like, you don't want it to happen, but it happens. And the craziest part about it was this meeting specifically. Once again, like, it was a lot of parallels to season 1 in this season when Vaemon, the brother of Corliss,
Mm-hmm.
last season had came to Dragonstone talking crazy, and when Rhaenys was sitting in the seat, remember Baela like chimed in right after. And Baela was obviously younger at that time, but she jumped in for her grandmother. So in this episode, when somebody said something slick to her and she jumped right back, Rhaenys smirked. And it was just like, she got it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? These are like kind of like nodes to herself because she thought they was gonna eat her alive at the council and they was coming for her, but she watched her like, all right, she could hold her own. Like, my granddaughter got it. And I think
Yep.
a lot of the stuff that happened this episode made it easier for her to do what she did at the end, because if you go back and watch it, she had 3 times to go away. She had three
She
times to
stayed
get away
around.
safely and she kept bending a block. And me personally, I think that's because she has kind of like a guilt for not doing it in the first place. Her heart was in the
From
right
that.
place, but
Yeah.
if she would have burnt them, she would have, all of this could have been prevented. And then
Yeah.
fast forwarding, if she would have returned again, it'll look like she tucked tail again and she was just like, nah, if this how I'm gonna do it, like, I'm going out. But Lena said it, so of course her mother would have that same vibe, like, I want to go out a dragon rider's death, and she did. And she went out
Mm-hmm.
like a G, might I add.
Yeah, man. Oh my gosh. Whew, I want to end off by talking a little more about her. So I just need to talk about, because I really want to give my girl her props. I love how you broke that down
Yes.
with that whole, like, because she has regrets about not flaming on them the first time, and they try to
I
throw that
would
in her
have.
face a few times as well. Like, you could have
Damon
ended this
did.
whole, yeah, Damon, you could have ended this whole
Damon
thing.
would have been proud of her if he could have saw this from afar. Cause
Yeah.
she and excuse me, not just her, Big Maylee's did her thing. Shout out to Maylee's.
Listen, oh
Big
my
Maylee's did
gosh.
her thing. But Maylee's is battle trained. And a fun fact is Maylee's was Damon and Viserys' mother's dragon.
Oh
So
my
keep in mind,
gosh.
with them being cousins, like literally Rhaenys has been around Maylee's her whole life.
Mm.
So that was another thing, like a part of that was like her kid and like a part of her too. Like my dragon just died with me on it. Like it's over. Just take
She felt,
me to the
yeah, she didn't
seven.
I'm like, girl,
It was
hold
nothing
on. She
left.
just let go. I was like, yo, you're not even going to try to like land on
But keep
top of her, nothing.
nah, because
She was like,
notice she
no.
strapped herself in too. She strapped herself in
She
before she
did.
took that last bend off. So even when she it went in, she could have took it off, tried to jump. She literally let go of the
No, no, no.
reins and was like, "All right."
I thought she was gonna try to hold on. Like, I was thinking, why not try to hold on to the reins and let Maylee's break the fall? But she was just like,
Nah, Maylee's wasn't gonna break the fall anyway. Because remember,
because she
sorry,
was
not Caraxes. Vhagar had
Vagar
about a neck,
the
so
neck.
Maylee's literally dropped like this. It wasn't, you know what I mean? And just
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying in my mind, I'm thinking because
yeah,
we don't know exactly how she was gonna fall, right? How Maylee's
yeah,
was gonna
true.
fall. But I'm like, I don't know. I feel like for me,
I
I would
broke my
try to
heart.
hold on for the longest, and then like Maylee's getting closer to the ground, I'ma jump. Like I just need
You
that.
trying to pull a you know who
Right.
into
And
the
get
future? Gucci's here.
what's up, Moochie? But yeah, I try to pull one of those, but
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's talk really quick about this scene right here. It's nothing much to talk about. I just want to go
I have
through
to
it.
say, take your time because we started late. Take your time.
Yeah, Lord Darkland is beheaded, okay? But I love the fact that first he tells Cole that he is not fit to wear the white cloak,
Oh,
okay?
he was talking
And
crazy and I
yeah,
loved it.
he me too. I was like, get
Because if
him.
I go out, I'm talking insane. You're going to kill me anyway. I'm going to
Right.
hurt your feelings before I go out, though.
Exactly. You need to know who you are, okay? The heck is wrong
Hurt
with
that
you?
pride. Because his pride, he another one. His soul eating him alive. Because he
Yeah,
got too
man.
much going on. Yeah, his whole thing was honor. You have none, sir.
None. None.
None.
None.
None. You
So,
been hurt since that little dragon child 20 plus years ago took you into her
mm-hmm.
chambers. He been hurt ever since.
Right. But
Mm.
we did see that after Lord Darkland's death, all of his men bent the knee. So come to find out, this was who's that guy that's with forgive me guys, I don't know everybody's name. The guy that was with Rhaenyra when he was the one that accompanied her to King's Landing, and when he found out that
That was his father.
that was his father, but what's his name?
I
Don't know.
cannot think.
Yeah. So I didn't know. Like, I'm like, yo, there's a lot of people on her small council that these are their houses all around. Of course, that makes sense.
Dale.
But
Duskendale was the house.
that right, Duskendale,
I
and
can't think of who
I felt
who
so bad though when he found out because he's like Duskendale. He's like, what of my father? Like your father stood strong. He stood tall. You know what that means?
that reminded me of Sam when he found out his brother and his father was scorched
Yeah.
up. I said, these dragons ain't nothing to play with, child. I mean, he was beheaded, but still.
Yeah. Right. History and Power says I have to say this show is heating up. I'm sold on this season, and they just approved season 3. Yeah, it's really good. I was feeling so excited when I was watching this episode. Like I knew what was gonna come, but I was just excited. I'm like, yo, the dragon fights are
Nervous.
on point. I don't even really care about humans. These dragon fights. Did you see how Maylee's took a chunk out of Sunfire? And
Let
then
me tell you
Sunfire was
something.
bleeding black blood all over the people.
It was fun. Maylee's, this is why I said, listen, yeah, she is the one that died, so Team Black took a casualty, but I'd be damned if she ain't draw blood on
No,
green
right?
side.
She sure did.
Maylee's did her big
Big
one.
one,
And
right?
Maylee's is known as the Red Queen. Let me tell you, the
Yes,
Red Queen and the Queen that
Red
never was, did
Queen.
they big one. Did
Ugh,
they big one.
for
They big
real.
Because
Oh
that
my
was crazy.
gosh.
Maylee's came out of the cut like, oh, you want some? First of all, had her by the mouth and was like, give me some. What you want?
Right.
Wrap around, give me some more. I'm like, yeah! Because I knew she was going to go out, but I'm screaming, and
Yes.
Vegana, get him! And then
Yes.
here come Nana Vagar. I said, oh, shit.
Yeah, man. Oh my gosh. I was like Vagar and her slow behind,
Vagar
but
too
that
big
baby
for
do.
that. Like, sit
Yeah.
down. You see how
Mm.
long it take her to get in the air? That's why
She's
when
so
Maylee's,
slow.
let me tell you something. If that would have been Maylee's and Caraxes versus Vagar, it would have been over for
And
Vagar.
Damon knew it.
Because people got to realize Vagar has obviously her Dracarys is like no other. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's but that weight and speed done slowed her down. Vagar
Yeah.
old as heck. Vagar was from Valeria. Y'all got
She's
to think
slow.
about it. Before the Doom, Vagar is the last living dragon from Valeria. She is slow. She's
Mm-hmm.
powerful, but she's slow. Because if
Right.
Melee shouldn't have been able to do the damage that she did. No funny, if
Mm-mm.
Vagar wouldn't have got Melee's by the neck, she beats her in speed. And she
Yes.
was really
She
actually
was
doing
giving it to
damage to
her.
Vagar. Vagar had to drop for a
She
second.
was giving it to Vagar. She really. I'm like,
If
look
Va-
at her. I
it
said
Amen
she will
bent that
not be
corner.
contested with. Okay.
And this is why I'm so mad that I mean Melee's was on a suicide mission anyway, but I'm mad Rainey's didn't take her up because she would have
Yeah.
been. Amen came around a corner because
Yeah.
she looking too. Vagar came around that corner. I said, "Y'all gonna stop? Is this not
It's
what she
that
basically did to Jace?"
exactly.
But
I'm about
that
to
was
say
personal.
to
She
Luke.
held her neck and applied pressure. I'm sitting there
Yeah.
like I haven't felt like that since Danny.
I
Like when
think
the
that's
arrows
the
went through the neck. Ooh,
yeah.
my
I think
stomach.
that's the only strategy he has when he's fighting with Vagar. He
Because
got
she's too
hide. Yeah,
old.
he got to hide her, and be like around the corner somewhere or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because there's no way like these
she's
other
too
dragons.
slow.
Yeah.
Because Melee's was really putting in work on
I
Vagar.
knew
Because
let me tell you
Melee's is
something.
quick.
I
Melee's was putting
screamed.
in work.
I screamed when she came out of nowhere, but I knew it was coming. I said,
Yeah.
"It's
I
too
just didn't know
quiet."
how.
Yep.
We
I
knew
said
it
it's
was
too
coming, but I didn't
quiet.
know how.
Yeah. I was like, okay, it's too quiet, it's too peaceful up here. Vagar is coming. And just like you said, the same way she did to Luke, I knew it. I was like, she
Out
about to
of
come
nowhere.
anytime. I screamed. I was like, ah!
Somebody
She
better
had
get
that
Verma throw a big behind in the air.
right. She had that neck. Woo.
And just applied pressure and held it. I was just so like,
Just straight lockjawed on it. Like I was like, oh my gosh, no, no.
I was just so disgusted. Like, it
So
drove me nuts. Like, what is this?
yeah. So we also did have Allison's conversation with Laris, and he's letting it to be known like, oh, you haven't been yourself lately, and oh, you're not at the small council. I'm just trying to check on you, blah blah blah. And this is kind of when I think we see her. She's really just she's not in a good space about this conversation that she had with Rhaenyra. But he also was kind of noticing, I guess, saying that she's kind of like into the histories like her husband was and stuff. And then he was like, "Is that why you think he changed his mind?" Like, look at him trying to mess around. Like, don't even try it. Don't even try that. Like, he was trying to Littlefinger his way. I know. Listen, I know Littlefinger came after him, so he's the original. But I'm just like, what are you trying to do here? Like, what are you trying to get out of her head? That's what I wanted to know, because I feel like he knows daggone well that Viserys did not change his mind.
No, I think Laris is trying to make his way to be like the new hand of the king or something like that.
Yeah,
Past Master of Whispers or get or become the king himself, kind of how Littlefinger was, just Xing
yeah.
him off. And because now that he's not Allison's main confidant, he is jealous of the situation with her and Kristen.
Mm-hmm. But what do you think his whole point in trying to bring, like, getting her head about, like, just them not just like that choice, that question that he had about the choice that Viserys, like, do you think that's why he changed his mind at the end? Like,
Because he know that Viserys didn't change his mind. And he trying to really guilt trip play on her, but he also trying to put Aegon against his mother and a mother against Aegon, if you notice. Like,
yeah.
is he just on his that's Grandpa Littlefinger.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk real quick about Alice and Damon. Alice Rivers. Look, as soon as she said, he was like, "Who are you?" She was like, "I'm Alice." He said, "Strong." She said, "Rivers." So guess what? I said, "A bastard." Like the set, I knew that was what was coming out of his mouth. Me and him literally said the line
Because you
the
know Damon
same
don't have no
exact.
respect. You know
A
he don't. Damon
bastard.
says the stuff. He doesn't have the king temperament. But that's
Yeah.
why I feel like him and Viserys actually would have ruled nicely together.
Mm.
Like if he would have been Viserys' hand, I actually think that would have calmed Damon down a bit. Because
Yeah.
that's the responsibility that he wanted, and he was showing out all them years, basically throwing a
Mm-hmm.
tantrum because he wasn't his brother's hand.
Right. And he said it to him too. He was like, "I would be
I
I
think
would
he would have been
protect
all
you."
right.
Yeah, he said, "I would protect you." And I believed it. I believed that though.
And he
He's like,
told him
"I
to
would."
his face. Though I respect the
Yeah.
fact that Damon never like lied in that sense because he told his brother to his face, "You're weak," and they
You're
know you
weak.
weak, and that's why they be
Exactly.
preying on you. And because
Exactly.
at the end of the day, you're not gonna execute your brother,
No.
and your siblings are the ones that can tell you the nitty gritty. And as mad as you get about him, it's like, what you gonna do? You stuck with
Mm-hmm.
him. So that was a mess.
Unbelievable. So she was kind of getting in his head like, "Oh, you came over here after you quarreled with your wife and all this talking about this chick Alice." And she's like,
Yeah.
"Does it please you that her legitimacy is contested?" I was like, "Ooh, you getting up in his brain, honey." So go ahead. What you gonna say?
It's not even say nothing. It's just like she. That's one to keep your eyes on.
Yeah, I don't not feeling her. She's over there licking blood. She doing some concoction with bugs and blood and licking. I'm like, ill girl. Mm-mm. He did call her witch. He was like, "You witch. I don't need like you know." She
Yeah, but
like
I
drink
think
this.
Damon ain't going. Yeah, he not gonna play with her though.
No,
'Cause
she's
I
telling
think
she
he got
made
a
him.
slight.
She made him drink something to sleep.
I think he got a slight. I'm not gonna say fear, but when people aren't scared of Damon, it intrigues them. That was a part of what intrigued them to Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra was never scared of him.
Mm-hmm.
Young Rhaenyra, I feel like young Rhaenyra was more fireful, and that's why he keeps seeing young Rhaenyra versus current Rhaenyra. Because
True.
young Rhaenyra was really that spark, but I think he also really feel guilty because, like I said on Lamont channel, like he's a part of the reason why people look at her the way she do because she didn't have a smear on her reputation until her uncle did that and stunned it on her. That was a publicity move. He knew people was gonna be there. He knew somebody was gonna report back. Like you used your niece as a pawn on purpose, and you know that girl loved you more than anybody.
And it was confirmed because she said it in the dream in this episode. You made me. Right?
Hmm.
She's like, you made me, and now you're treating me, this way or whatever. Like, I don't remember the whole
Took
like
her
verbatim.
head off. I was like,
That was crazy. That was crazy.
yeah,
But
he
how about
fighting with his conscience.
how about seeing our girl Lena as a servant girl? I was like, what? At first,
I'll
I'm
be
like,
looking for these flashbacks. I want to see.
yes.
I hope he have Viserys next week. I hope he have a
Oh my
flashback with
gosh,
Viserys. That's the one I'm waiting for.
that would be so
That's
amazing.
the
I would
one I'm
love
waiting
it.
for. I said I done seen Young Rhaenyra. We done seen Lena. I
Yep.
said, come on, give me Viserys.
Right.
I'm waiting. That's who I thought the blonde hair was at first in the beginning of the episode. I thought it was maybe a young Viserys, him and Viserys or
Mm-hmm.
something. And then we turned around and it was like him as Aemon. I said, oh,
No, Suki Suki. That was crazy, right? Yeah. So, how do you feel about Gwen and Cole? They are not seeing eye to eye. Gwen is questioning every move that Sir Kristen is making, but at the same time, he's kind of like keeping him in the dark. He's just saying, like, basically, just follow my lead, and he's looking at him like, bro, you doing some crazy stuff. Like, I'm not really sure I want to be following you. Like, you're trying to. It looked like you about to lead us into slaughter. And lo and
yeah,
behold,
Cole is tripping. Like it's like he not even in his right mind these days. Like he just, I don't even know how to describe like just a simp going wrong. Like he's a mess.
yeah,
He is a mess. The whole green side is a mess, honestly. Just
really,
from the toe up, from the king up, the hand up,
right.
everybody. Well, my girl Helena at? Because that's the only one I be feeling bad for is
I
Helena. Everybody
know.
else could get it. She
Seriously.
probably somewhere seeing the future,
Mm-hmm.
rocking.
Right. So look, Rhaenyra returns to Dragonstone, and Jace is like, "Where the heck you been?" You know what I'm saying? Like, you went somewhere, didn't even tell nobody. So she's letting
Yeah,
it be
Jay's
known,
tired of her.
right? Letting it be known, like, I went to Dragonstone. I mean, I went to King's Landing, and because my father, he maintained peace for 80 years, right? Like, not her father, but him and King Jaehaerys, the conciliator, right? So listen, I need to know for a fact first that before I break that piece, that there's good reason to. Okay, so now it's time after she's hearing all of the stuff that's been going on with how Cole is out there doing his big one, running rampant and stuff like that, and they like, all right, it's time to send the dragons now. So she's like, okay, you know what? They've been taking my patience for weakness, so maybe it is time. I'm gonna go. And Jace is like, no, I need to go. And she's like, you're not experienced. And that's when we get our girl like, send me. Maylee's is trained for battle.
She didn't, and then she didn't even want to send her because she technically didn't grant her leave. She kind of just looked at her, and it was that common understanding. But
Mm-hmm.
once again, reasons why Damon should have been there, because
Yeah,
if
man.
Damon and Caraxes,
There we go.
that would have been nasty. Good God.
Oh my
Because, like I
gosh.
said, Caraxes, I mean, excuse, I keep saying Caraxes. Maylee's really could have took Vagar. The
Yeah.
way Maylee's was moving, because
She had to
although
retreat.
Vagar is bigger,
Yeah.
Rhaenys is more battle trained and
She
she's faster. Like she really could have just used the bite, scratch, fly off, bite,
yeah,
scratch, fly
she
off.
dropped her, didn't she?
Yeah, she
Yeah.
definitely dropped Vagar. Vagar was on some whole wait, she's old. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And on top of that, with that old dragon, she's not healing as fast. Vagar
Mm-hmm.
old as heck. I'm talking about hundreds of years old. Vagar
Yeah.
old as heck. I think she capped off on grown. I don't even think she could get no bigger. She's mad old. Just
Mm.
like, and it was funny, like it tickled me, but even down like to war, like most young dragons, they antsy. They like, come on, let's go. Vagar was taking a nap. Heard the other dragon started getting up. Aemon was like, nah, go back down. Vagar head dropped and went straight back to sleep.
No, but
Vagar is too old for this.
no, no, no. I
She's
laughed
too
at.
old for this. I laughed
First of
so
all,
hard.
let me tell you my little joke. I laughed at that scene too. But in my mind, I'm like, Vagar's so damn mean that I'm like, he's like, let's get going. And when he said, no, wait, Vagar, she huffed down. She kind of like huffed, like, this nigga. Like, I'm ready to,
Like,
I'm
come
ready to
on, let's
hurt
get it over
something.
with.
Yeah.
You out here playing. I ain't snatched nobody out the sky in weeks.
Right. So
Like
I
you
was
out
looking
here
at it.
playing.
I was like, yo, she huffing and puffing.
Word.
but you,
Exactly,
but you right.
Moochie. Damon somewhere having fever dreams. Like this is really he should be there. Ain't nobody heard nothing from him. Like he literally they could have taken Vagar down and quickly and they would have got a 2-for-1 special with both
Oh
brothers.
my gosh, for
That
real.
would have been genius.
Oh my
But
gosh.
what you gonna do? And I'm not even gonna lie. If Rhaenyra would have pulled up with Cyrax,
Mm-hmm.
Cyrax and Caraxes could have did damage. Vagar is too. At this point, if you get two good sized dragons on Vagar, you're fine. Or I feel
Yeah.
like if somebody would have got Vermithor on Vagar, you're fine because she's
Yeah.
too old to be like. We're not mistaking her power. She's powerful but old.
Mm-hmm.
That's almost like a boxer that's like got a mean punch,
Yeah.
but they slow. So a
Mm-hmm.
faster boxer with a lighter punch can definitely beat them because as long
Right.
as you don't get hit with that power shot, bounce
Right.
around a bit, you good.
Exactly.
And
You be
Maylee's was
done
outside bouncing in
be
the
done
air.
punched him 10 times before before it was over with. Like, oh
Man.
snap.
Right, that one hit, you can hit that man 10 times. That one hit, and that was with that one hit to the neck. Broke
Yeah.
my girl neck. I'm like,
Man.
when I start seeing her eyes close, when I say that really did something, I was like, this that was worse than watching Danny Dragons die. That was just
That
like,
was bad. You know why? Because you hear her telling Rhaenyra like Maylee's is no stranger to battle, and then when they showed her, like they did show like um they showed Aegon getting ready to take Sunfire out, and Sunfire was like playing with his face, or would like kind of look like she gave him he gave him a kiss or whatever, and then you have her
which is
looking like
sad too.
Yeah, looking like she's kind of like, she talking to Maylee's, but she had her head rested on her, and then she was like, "We gonna, it's off to battle again, old girl." And I was like, "Oh God!" Like that tugged at my heart. I was like, "No."
They really do got special relationships with their dragons, and these
Yes.
dragons do not need to be fighting each other. Like this is
Yes.
really actually sick. Like prime example, like last what was it last week? Or the no, that was week one where Rhaenyra found Luke's body
Yeah.
and Cyrax was there. But keep in mind, like that Cyrax baby, like Arax was one of Cyrax's eggs. So
Oh my gosh.
you got two mothers that are bonding over their dead children.
Wow.
Like they are so connected and it's
Yeah.
twisted. Like Aegon is I mean, he's a bit brute, but he playful. He don't want to really be king. And you see his dragon coming out talking about some what's up, bro, like nudging him and
That
stuff. Like,
dragon
and he
is
drunk wanting to play with his dragon, and you taking this inexperienced baby. You gotta
mm-hmm.
feel bad, honestly, for Sunfire too, because I'ma go where my rider want me to go. That's my
Yeah.
boy. We done bonded since the crib. So
Right.
you saying we going to war? What's up? But
Right.
this is an inexperienced teenager or baby adult
Yeah.
dragon fighting a vet. Like Maylee's is with
Mm-hmm.
that nonsense.
Right. She was
Like
like, "We not even doing no fire. I got these
Sunfire
hands.
got did
I got
dirty. Like
I got these
the
claws."
dragon done got gutted out. Like
Right.
the dragon, like when you saw Aegon body, like you see the dragon barely breathing. He just stretched wings out.
Oh my gosh.
Like that is really twisted. Like this is
Yeah.
like I think this is because the first one we've seen. Like I thought I was really just gonna be like almost like the Long Night episode where we saw like the dead dragon versus the and you just like
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like I did not feel like
Yeah.
this. Like this
No.
whole dragon battle had me
Yeah. It was so good.
like
I was
I
like,
don't know. I feel
"Oh my
sick.
gosh."
I
It
felt
was
sick.
sad, but I was so like so
I was on the
entertained.
edge of my bed the whole time. It was just like I couldn't move. Like I could not move. I didn't want to rewind nothing. I didn't want to pause nothing. I just let the episode rock. And it was just
Yeah.
like, I know I gotta go back, but it was just like, dang,
Mm-hmm.
this is
Yeah.
ugh, I feel sick.
I know. So meanwhile, this
Back
is
at the
going on.
ranch.
They're Maylee's is getting ready to. I'm sorry. Rainey's is getting ready to take Maylee's to battle off to Rook's Rest, and Sunfire and Aegon are going out as well, and we have Rhaenyra telling Jace the story of A Song of Ice and Fire. And I was like, oh gosh. And it just seems like anybody that clearly this song has become this this song. Yeah, this song has got lost over the years. Actually no it hasn't, because we know that Rhaegar is the last person I think that knew about the story, right? Rhaegar in Game of Thrones.
But yeah, but he got it from a book. Because remember Rhaegar, what they said he would remember how he used to stay in the books. They said one day
Uh-huh.
he came to his maesters like, it seems I'm supposed to be a knight. And then he
Okay.
started training for battle. Aegon didn't start until like his late teenagerness because his father, the Mad King, didn't know what his
Uh-huh.
story. You know what I
Okay.
mean? That's why, the whole Lyanna thing, that's why that popped off. But
Right.
it is lost. But I
Okay.
mean, knowing what we know, not saying too much, tracing it back, you can see how it got lost. It's gonna get
Yes.
lost within this series. It's
Exactly.
gonna have to.
Because folks died. People that knew it, they died. So it got
Or
lost.
didn't get to tell the next person to alley oop
Yeah,
because
exactly.
whoever ends up on the throne, which shall remain nameless for now, there's no way he would have been able or she would have been able to get that story.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
we gonna see
So
how it get
yeah.
lost, I believe.
Right. We gonna see for sure.
The
But it
North
definitely got
remembers.
lost.
That's about it.
We're no right. The North
Damn
remembers.
Targaryens forgot.
But speaking of that, before we, bring this to a close, Lex and I are going to be, I don't know when we're gonna start, but I read the first book, and I'm on like page 280 something on the second book. What is the second book called again? A Clash of Kings. So we want to do a review of the books, whatever chapter one of these days. I don't know when, but that's a plan going forward because I do want to dive into the books more because I'm interested. I love the whole lore, everything. So I know some stuff, but I don't. So if you guys are looking at it like, man, don't know what you're talking about, because you know how some of folks get. You right. Some of the stuff I don't know what the heck I'm talking about, but I didn't watch Game of Thrones up and down and around, backwards, frontwards, like crazy. So if it's about Game of Thrones, I know about it. But when it comes to the books part, no. When it comes to everything, Fire and Blood, I can. There's a lot that I forgot. There's stuff I didn't go over. So yeah, things like that. But anyway, definitely here for all of that good stuff. I cannot wait till we dive in, girl. So we talked about the little funny scene. We got Sunfire in the air, which totally screwed up Cole's plan, right? Because they gave the signal that he at least Cole did have a backup plan. I hate him, but I will give him that. He had a little backup plan that if there were a dragon to appear, we're going to send a signal to Aemon, who had Vhagar. But as Aemon was getting ready to go, who does he see? Freaking Sunfire across the air. And he's like, this freaking idiot right here. So we're going to just sit here. Like you said, he's a patient, dangerous guy. So now we have Cole, who's saying, we need to advance. Your king is here, this and that. He's giving a whole glory pep talk and blah, blah, blah. And now we see all the stuff that happens. And Vhagar is finally in the air with Melees and Sunfire. Like I said, I thought he was going to break up a fight. Nope. Well, she's not breaking up this fight. He's looking right at his brother, Dracarys. So now, if what's his name, Aegon, if he remembers after that fall or anything, is still, he's probably not ever gonna want any kind of smoke with this brother again. Okay, like, how do you feel he's gonna like move forward with this situation? I think he's gonna be too weak to be doing anything. He's
literally. I was just about to say that Aegon about to be, if he's alive.
Right.
Aegon, I think we kind of know the war wouldn't end that simple. We've all watched Game of Thrones. So therefore, he's about to be out commission for a minute. Like, he literally fell out the sky.
Right.
Like, it's a wonder he survived.
Whew.
If he survived.
That Vhagar fire? Ciao.
Yeah, Vhagar fire got to be a different kind of fire. But it was just really comedy to me. Like, Kristen is literally in panic mode. Like, where's the king? Where's the king? Aemon said.
Right. I was like, what? And then walked away.
At the screen. Aemon don't care. Don't care. But I'm not even mad at him for that. Like, you really played with me my whole life, brother.
Right.
But I knew Aemon was fed up the way he ate him up in that council meeting. Like, that had to be one of the greatest. Like, when I say my mouth hit the floor when he starts speaking Valyrian, because I really don't think they understand it. I don't think the council understands Valyrian like that.
Yeah.
Possibly the Maester, because they trained it. But I think everybody else was really, it was one of those temperature things. And like, you saw Aegon's face, like.
Yeah.
And then when he replied back in English, it was pitter patter and Aemon just sitting there like, I'm like, no. If that wasn't the greatest checkmate I've seen.
Yeah, it was.
Like, and then really alley-ooped it back to him to make him feel stupid. It was like, so what shall we do, Your Grace? I'm like, oh my God, Aemon. He
like,
really, listen. Episode 4 was named Aemon's Revenge. Like, they should have ended the episode with Nikki's Roman revenge. Like a dungeon dragon. Because he was really wilding the whole episode. Oh my God.
I'm like, wow. Like he was like, listen, I'm not gonna embarrass you in front of this like small council, so we about to speak this Valerian. Like
Nah, let me tell you something. Listen, I would rather be embarrassed in a brothel versus in front of the small council. Like he made
mm-hmm.
Aegon look this big. Like
Yeah.
Aemon is really not playing with him no more. When he
No.
played with him in the brothel, that man said, "You're not about to keep bullying me."
No.
And he had just told the prostitute girl that, like they used to. But he's done.
Yep.
He's done. And you clearly don't got a problem killing Ken.
No, right, exactly. You clearly don't. He's like, listen, I did it again.
Aiming that
I,
one.
I'm
That's all
trying
I
to,
gotta
I'm
say.
trying to heal from it, but and talk to
And
my girl about
you
it.
still pushing me and playing with
Right.
me. Like I don't blame him though, because Aegon
No.
has been a jerk for years.
Yeah.
But that Dracarys was personal. That man looked his brother in the eye. He smirked and said Dracarys and fell from the great beyond. He probably didn't think he was gonna survive. But
Mm-hmm.
you know what's funny to me? The fact that Kristen,
That was funny.
thought that he was gonna kill him. I think that he probably thought, because looking from behind, it looked like he was taking his not, and he like, because he know them boys. He know them boys probably better than Viserys, because Viserys was ain't really care enough to be bothered. They was duty
Right.
kids.
Right. Right.
Like, man, if Aemon could have probably slain Aegon right then, he didn't even panic, go for help. That man pointed and walked off, and
Mm-hmm.
didn't even get a dagger back.
No, he sure didn't. He like this some good steel right here. We got to go with this Valyrian
This says
steel.
good still. I'll
Shoot.
take that.
Right.
He picked it up like a free sample at Costco
No use
and
in
found the
wasting.
keepers and walked off.
No use in
Like,
wasting a good weapon.
whoa, right? Not no Valyrian still. For me,
No.
you shouldn't have, brother.
Right. We're still at
He ain't
war.
even care. He really did not. That was personal. He wanted him to fall out the sky.
Mm-hmm. But I will end by saying this. Cole, Sir Kristen Cole, he learned today, okay? Don't play with Rhaenyra. We're not taking no more kindness for weakness over here or patience for weakness, okay?
No
We're not
more.
doing it. Not anymore. So
We're
now
gonna
that
do it
we got
right.
now we down one battle queen is done, the Red Queen. Oh my gosh, and the queen who never was. Oh man.
That's really still
The
crazy to
queen
me.
who
Like
will
I knew it was
always
gonna happen.
be. Yes. I think
Nah,
when they bring
she
these
went out.
I think when they bring these characters to life like that, that's what really gets you. Like
Yeah,
you
the
can know
actress
what they
did an
say.
amazing job.
Yeah, you can know what's gonna happen because of the story if we read it or whatever. But when you see it come to life, it hits definitely hits way different. Because when I
Yeah.
read it in the book, I ain't feel no kind of way. I'm
Yeah,
not
because
gonna
it was
lie.
just a fact, like, oh,
Exactly.
because we ain't know Rainey's. We didn't get to see and that's why I tell people all the time, they kind of think that we know, the all have yous because we read that has nothing to do with it. Like, and George himself was documented saying that Fire and Blood is not to be trusted because
Mm-hmm.
it's written by unreliable sources. That's
Right.
why, personally, I don't think certain characters' endings are gonna be how it's said in the book because it's like, bro, it's no way. I know you
Yeah.
lying. Like, it's no way. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So we kind of learning stuff along with you. Yeah, we knew Rainey's was gonna die, but seeing it is different.
Mm-hmm. Another
Like,
thing
I
too
feel
is her
gross.
in the book. Her body was like so charred. It was unidentifiable, so they could flip that any way they want to. Am I wrong?
It's true.
If am I remembering it correctly?
I believe it said that. I don't believe it did not.
That's why I'm like I got to go back.
Like like man, it's a lot. Because like we said,
I,
we get in the perspective of like maesters who are purposefully gonna write towards the favor of Aegon or whoever, because maesters come from Old Town, and Old Town is ran by the High Towers. So the books
yeah.
had Rhaenyra looking crazy. Like the
Mhm.
books really had Rhaenyra looking crazy, and she's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now she go full. This is Daenerys. Daenerys comes from Rhaenyra's line.
Mhm.
So Daemon is her sixth great grandfather, and Rhaenyra her sixth great grandmother. Now, keep that in mind. if she decide to go full Danny, just don't be mad. Like she done seen a lot. Like
Yeah.
everybody looks at the monster but never questions the making of a monster. Monsters aren't born,
Right.
they're created. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I done my daddy done died, my daughter done died, my son done died, my son's dragon done died, my cousin done died.
Yeah.
Like the bodies is racking up on Rhaenyra's side.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My one of my King's Guard that I've known my whole life. Because remember, Eric and Eric got to the King's Guard when they was 18. They
Mm.
probably Rhaenyra's age right now. She done been around them her whole life.
Yeah.
You know what I
True.
mean?
Yeah.
That's why as soon as he walked in the door, she didn't say she knew which one it was. That's why she
Mm-hmm.
was confused. Like, hello, what the
Right.
So this is this
Oh my
is this
gosh.
is
Yeah, this is
this is
crazy.
I just can't wait to see next week because it's
Oh
the
wow.
aftermath, but it's also I know it can't be a completely slow episode. We don't have time for slow moments
No.
in House of the Dragon. So it's just like I'm so excited to see the reaction. Like I feel bad, but the reactions, I need to see more of Damon and his because these dreams is really kicking Damon behind.
Yeah, it is.
And I really can't wait to see Eamon next week. Like that's who I want to see. Like soon as we open the credits, like put the camera. It's probably gonna be Corliss crying somewhere, but
Oh,
I want to see Eamon now because I hate that I love him, but I do. I
Eamon?
hate that I love Eamon,
No,
but I
I'm
do.
cool with him. Like he's not. I don't.
I
It's
just
kind of
hate what he
hard to
did to
hate.
Jace because that was unnecessary.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
not
kind of
Jace,
hard to. It's
Luke.
kind. Yeah, Luke. It's kind of hard to hate him. But
Because he really was it's just, I would have more respect for Eamon if he just got over the poor me complex because he lashes out and it's just I was the hurt little boy. Bro, you got the largest dragon. Stop crying.
right,
And
right,
even with that one eye, you still pulling girls. It ain't like you out here and they looking at you like, listen, Tyrion was getting girls.
right,
You get girls, bro. You and that sapphire eye. If anything, they probably think you more attractive. Like, come on. Like, you
right.
literally have nothing to cry about, second son, and you know your brother a crash dummy, and he don't have no heir. I would have just played my position and let Aegon catch a venereal disease or something, because he's gonna go
Right,
out one of these ways. Like, Aemon really wilding for no reason.
right.
But that Dracarys was really personal.
Wow. I mean, it really was. Like it was
It
just.
was that man said no. Said God, like, I know that was hot because even Rainy's like you saw the soot on her face because she knew when to duck and stuff, but it's like a straight blast from Vagar, and it's not
Mm.
like Maylee's let go and flew off. That was a direct blast towards him, not them.
Oh my gosh.
That was a
Yeah.
personal black
It
man.
really was. It was like,
He
oh
better
snap, are
hope.
you
I
serious?
don't remember nothing in the book about Aegon flipping on his brother afterwards. So maybe he fell so hard he don't remember.
Right. Cause this is definitely not in the book. And I pretty much predicted that that's the twist they was gonna go with.
You did to a T. And I wouldn't even say it's a twist. It probably is exactly what
Right.
happened. Cause
Yeah.
like we kind of seeing the actualities now when they running stuff by George, and I love that. Like they
Mm-hmm.
not pulling a Dan and Dave. Like let's take your content and do what we want with it.
Right. Right. Well, yeah. Well, once somebody put out a video saying something about they think that he's happy, but there's some things that he's probably not happy about, such as like certain characters not showing up. Like I think he said Maelor the missing, because that third son, I'm sorry, not third son, that third child, second son of Aegon is not there. So him and Helena only have two kids. So
Yeah.
yeah, there's the person who did the video was saying that they probably think that he probably won't say anything against the show until after it's done.
Yeah, but I think certain characters, if they don't have like a major pivotal role for the sake of TV, like we not gonna miss him. Like we definitely are
Yeah.
not missing no storyline with
Right.
that child. However, what I will say, who I haven't seen yet, and I'm gonna be livid, and I don't think they can actually do. I'm not worried about it because I don't think they can do the show without her. I want to know where Nettle's at,
Nettles, yeah.
but
To be
I don't
honest,
think they can do it without her.
you don't think they can?
Nah, it's not gonna make sense.
Mm. Yeah. All
Not
right,
for the
we'll see.
ending. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We
the
need
wolf.
her, so
We shall see. Unless they use one of the daughters in place of her, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I doubt it because of the kind of, relationship that she had with so on and so
But
forth.
yeah, I know. I know. We'll see.
Hopefully, we need more black on dragon back.
Right. More black on dragon back. I like that. You're crazy. Oh man. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. We are trying to do this every week after the episode. Probably gonna push it either maybe start at 10:45 or 10:30 if I could start the show on time, but that's the point. So please be here, be ready to discuss with us if you can. Thank you so much, Lex the Targaryen. Is there anything else that you wanted to mention before we got out of here, babe?
No, thank you guys for tuning in. If you don't follow me on Instagram. Got some new releases and stuff. Part
Yes.
one of the album comes out July 24th. So we got
Nice.
promos and drop mics and stuff over there. So, yes. And of course, we'll be on Lamont on Tuesday talking about this stuff again and power and all that good stuff. So call me BB if
Yes,
you want to.
Lamont Tyson, please. Okay, check us out over there when we talk together. All right. Until next time, take care and be blessed. Thank you so much, Moochie, for coming in here as well, Boo
Yay.
Boo. Talk to you guys later and see you in the next video. Bye
Bye.
bye.